people. How we doing? How we doing? We're back. My hair is a fucking mess. Absolute travesty that this appears on the internet, but still, uh, at least we're not. At least we're not. Well, not yet, but we're not a mutant. That could still be right around the corner. So watch this space, and yeah, man, it's long. It is long, man. Much like that game. Jesus H. Christ. What on earth was that? God. Coming off the back of where we've had this major fallout with, loads of players being subject to transfer lists and potentially getting booted out of the club. And then some of the players that were leading the front on that, doing themselves absolutely no favours tonight. None whatsoever. So at least we know in our minds and in our hearts, right, that there are certain players that don't want to stay. Right? They can't possibly want to stay when you play as bad as you do, despite being given warning after warning after warning. And I don't know how many more warnings Ineos are going to give um, before certain players realise that their Manchester United careers are over. The uh, the overall performance of the team today, I gotta be honest, was very slow, very lackluster, not a lot of energy. Um, if anything, Pilsen had all of the fight, especially in the first half. Looked more comfortable, a lot more comfortable. Now you could say, well, home team and all of that, defend deep. Um, disastrous pitch, not really, really bad quality pitch. So, of course, there are a lot of these mediating circumstances with that game. But Jesus, some of the performances from individuals today. I mean, Dalot, you know, meh, defensively, absolutely abysmal going forwards. Um, Andre Onana, what was he doing with that goal, man? What what was he doing? Really, really not a good game at all. Martinez, I mean, the defense were fairly decent, right? They were fairly decent in dealing with the challenges and dealing with thwarting the attacks, but on the ball, not enough progression. A lot of sideways, backwards, not looking to begin build up, to initiate build up play. Um, and a dry game, a very dry, not so much game, but first half, really dry first half from Amad Diallo. Um, and I suppose you have to look at that and wonder, what could the reason behind that be? Why was Amad Diallo's game, um, very dry, not with much substance, not all that much creativity in the final third. He wasn't utilised as a wing back today. He was utilised more going forwards in the number 10, and even with that advancement up the pitch, not really an awful lot to write home about. So yeah, for me, first half was absolutely dead, and Rashford with quite possibly one of the worst halves of football that a footballer can play, like one of the worst. And some may say that he's not confident. Some may say that he just wasn't feeling it. I just say he's bad. He's just that bad. So yeah, essentially make of that what you will. He's just really bad. He's not a good player at all, as it would seem. His Mr. PR statement had his career at the club questioned yesterday and the day before. He had his career, his place at Manchester United. I question um, your future at this club. And usually players think, oh no, I'm at Manchester United. I don't want to leave Manchester United. If the media say that that I'm subject to sale, then I'm going to be all over this next performance. I'm going to be taking the mantelpiece for this game. Absolutely, like pushing myself to deliver a top level performance. And we saw not stagnation today. Not no 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 not stagnation. Collapse. We saw complete and utter collapse of performance, and I think that should be very much in the forefront of Ineos and Jason Wilcox's mind. That Marcus Rashford, his days at Manchester United are done. Um, pack your bags, and get gone. I say with Marcus Rashford. So yeah, I mean that performance just said it all from an individual standpoint. Xerxes, you know, for the time that he was involved with the play, didn't do a huge amount. You know, a little bit lethargic on the pitch, but then again, look at the complexity of Man United's attack. You know, the players, not coming closer to him, the transition of the play, was cheap. Like the possession losses were cheap in that game. So Xerxes not really getting much of an opportunity to, work his magic. The odds were more stacked against him, but with certain parts of the play that he was involved with, again, he needed to do better on his part. Bruno, yeah, here or there, hot and cold again. Casemiro didn't need to do anything special or spectacular. Just, try and play a simple game. I mean, 5-yard passes today didn't look silky smooth. Just rolling the ball along the ground at a very steady speed is enough to make the ball bobble up for players to have to control it with their chests or knees or something. Like it's crazy the level of that pitch. That was tremendously bad. So sure, we can say maybe if the pitch is better, the quality of execution improves a little bit. Of course it does, but still, it's just the want of the players. How much do these players really want it? Ravi beat Carey, big up to you, man. Big up Lucky Winter Night. Thought you had a lot of chances than a game of Monopoly. Yeah, I mean, today, I think the fact of the matter is that it's 3 points in the Europa League campaign, right? I mean, Liverpool away to Girona last night. Didn't have to blow them away. Didn't need to be spectacular. Go to our tougher away European games. You don't really, you're not fussed with how you play. You're fussed with whether you win. And I think today exemplifies the importance of winning the game first, and the play, the style of play, and all of that. That you can discuss those sort of things afterwards. But if you don't win the game, you can reflect on that and say, well, Jesus, the way we played, it's no wonder that that it's no wonder that we'd end up losing. But thankfully today, it's. I mean, to be fair, I think it's like the first European game. I'm pretty sure that Plzen have lost in Europe at home since Barcelona in 2022. So they've had quite a few European games between then and now. So obviously, Victoria Pilsen is not the easiest place to go and play football, but even so, we did absolutely no favours for ourselves whatsoever in that game. So, I mean, thankfully, with the second half, much improved, much improved. I mean, that we could have had several more goals on counter attacks. But again, the retaining of possession in this game was just awful, really, really bad. So I'm just grateful that there's 3 points. We move up into comfortably into the top eight. Where are we about right now? Yeah, sixth. So we're in the top eight as it stands. So a good position. A good position, definitely. The next game we play is Rangers at home, so I would imagine that's another that should be a win. I'm not going to I'm not going to tempt fate just yet. It should be a win. Will it be a win? Let's see. But man, I'll tell you what. One change that surprised me with the impact that it had was the substitution of Anthony. Bringing Anthony onto the pitch provided better stability for the number 10s. It was a more attacking move. It saw Tyrell Malacia, who I thought again tonight, had an all right game from an individual standpoint. He had an all right game, and I think for him in his book right now, that's good enough because he's not really in the position where he should be demanded that you put in 8 out of 10s every single week. You've got to be absolutely perfect. You can't be anything less. I think being steady. I think steady Eddie, but bringing some good results to the pitch, and I think his impact, it's there, right? It is there. So I'm relatively happy with the progression that Malacia is making, 100%. But the Anthony substitution surprised me because, of course, it meant that we went on the front foot and the balance on the pitch became more attacking heavy. Of course, as soon as that happened, the chances really started coming in, and the opportunities to scoring more than just the 2 goals. We'd like to have seen more in the way of the chance conversion, but Rasmus Højlund's brace is enough, and good goals at that. Can't fault the goal scorer. That's I think 10 goals in Europe so far for Manchester United. I think that is it. Yeah, I think it's 12 European games in 10 goals. 10 goals in 12 in European competition. So not bad. Not bad. But we want to see more. Yeah, we don't want to stop. We don't want to be slowing down and saying, yeah, we're satisfied with that. We want to carry on pushing. Do you think the subs made were going to work as well as they did? To be honest, seeing Anthony coming onto the pitch, I would not sit there and say, Anthony's coming on the pitch, guys. We're going to now go on to win this game from a losing position. I wouldn't have said that. I wouldn't have said that whatsoever. But yeah, for me, Mount didn't really do an awful lot. Didn't really do an awful lot for me. But the Højlund substitution, I thought perhaps was necessary. Well, yeah, it was necessary to be fair. Just taking Rashford off the pitch, just getting him off the pitch. That's what needed to happen first and foremost. The Dalot substitution, I wasn't really all that bothered with. Because, I mean, Garnacho coming onto the pitch, you are left quite defensively susceptible. But Casemiro for Ugarte, that's a reasonable substitution to make. You get good energy, a strong presence of tenacity in the midfield, and also if you do get the later breaks from the opposition, Ugarte, who goes in with the tackle, breaks up play a lot. So bringing somebody on who's not going to be caught out by pace. He's not going to be caught, cut out with simple balls through the middle. He's going to shut a lot of that down. That's a smart move to make. That's a smart move to make. But yeah, don't think we can ignore just the sheer state, the absolute horrendous state of that Marcus Rashford performance. That's probably one of the worst performances I've ever seen him play on a football pitch. Mazraoui, man, this guy, every time he plays, the more I feel like we scammed Bayern Munich. Can't lie. Cannot lie. The more I feel like we've absolutely scammed these guys. 13, they had like 13 million we signed them for. 13 mil, man. For that. For literally not barely any drops in performance. This guy's just fantastic, genuinely. Like I'm just so glad that we've got him in that team. Mr. Reliable. Here's to hoping that he touch wood that he doesn't go and get injured. Because I'll tell you what, not having his steady, calming presence on the ball, I do feel like this team can sometimes panic a bit in possession, but he's just so calm with it, very press resistant, very eyes open to the pass, the right pass. Doesn't crack under pressure, doesn't play the wrong pass when he's forced into a tight spot. Very very good, very very good player. And once again, as I've said already, probably the signing of the season for Man United. Genuinely, signing of the season. The fact that we got him so cheap. I mean, even if we paid like 30 million for him, again, we'd be sat here saying, look, exceptional performances. Exceptional performances, but just exceptional consistency. I think he's only had one bad game since being here. One. Honestly, I don't think Mazraoui has genuinely had more than one bad game in a Manchester United shirt, which I think the bad game he played was, pretty sure it was against Tottenham at Old Trafford. Past that, he's been really steady in pretty much every other game. So yeah, that's where I'm at with Mazraoui. But my God, we need to have conversations with about Andre Onana. Man, this guy is going to be the death of me. Some of the good things that he can do on a football pitch, and then you see the things that he don't do so good. Not causing controversy in his own box is quite simply not something he can do. No, no bueno, no bueno. Absolutely not. I think we're getting to that area now where it's Bayendir, buddy, get your gloves on. You're going for you're gonna goal keep for us. You're gonna play between the sticks for a few games. We're getting back to that sort of territory again. This guy needs to learn how to deal with the simple things, like right wonder goals he can't really stop. So we could say De Gea did a better job when he was here at stopping those sort of shots. I think it's the standard saves that he will make, and it is just that, very standard, bog standard saves from Andre and Anna. But the easy saves, Jesus, the easy saves. This guy just doesn't know what he's doing with them. Like for instance, the Nottingham Forest one, like the shot, like it surprised everybody how it went in. Genuinely surprised everybody. But one thing that Andre Onana has proven to us as the fan base, as far as the fan base is concerned, is how unreliable he is, how untrustworthy he is. So we've got to have conversations about what the alternative is here. I mean, Altay Bayindir, I probably would say, give him a shot in between the sticks, and I don't necessarily think we'll be disappointed. I think as far as ball at the feet, yeah, sure, maybe he's not the best goalkeeper for that, but stop the shots, man. Just stop the shots. Stop the shots, and then we can go from there. But yeah, man, difficult watch a lot of the time. Let's talk about some of the unused substitutions today. Turn to the bench for Toby Collier after he was out injured. To be honest, I didn't even realise when he had got injured, but now he's back fully fit. Made the bench today. Unused substitution. Christian Eriksen remains seemingly banned from the pitch. He'll be there on the bench every single week, but no chance of getting on Victor Lindelof. I think this is his first game back on the bench. Harry Maguire is there as well. Magaluf did up bench together. Kobbie Mainoo, interesting. And Lenny Yoro, which to be honest, I don't think it was necessarily going to be in the mind of Amorim to changing or rotating the back line all that much. I think he just wanted to see out 3 points, and thank goodness we managed to do that. But there were options on that bench who could have changed the dynamic. For instance, where the tens don't succeed with the guys that start, like Rashford, Garnacho. I mean, you can't really play either of those two guys on the left side of 10 position, to be honest, because there's just something wrong with them. Genuinely, something's not right. Really not right as far as players go. Like even the most basic of players, most basic of players would be able to do more on the football pitch than both Garnacho and Rashford. So Kobbie Mainoo, I think, as far as everyone is concerned, I think people want to see it. People do want to see Kobbie Mainoo playing more progressively up the pitch. I think his forte is not necessarily being involved with the being in the engine room of the team, although he has got a lot of energy. I think he's not so much the engine room conductor. He's more like the an artiste. Play further up the pitch, help create with your striker and the other 10. Bring the play closer closer between midfield and the striker. Be the link that your number 9 needs. For instance, let's say if Xerxes had Mainoo on the left side of 10, that's a player that can bring the play a lot closer to Xerxes, and then he has better, support players around him, and we retain the ball better higher up the pitch. That's what we need to be doing, and that's what we're not doing. I don't think Mount's providing with looking after the ball higher up the pitch. He's quite cheap with his possession. So yeah, I'm more looking towards getting Minu some minutes next to the number 9, just to really gauge what sort of a player we genuinely have on our hands, and I think it will be quite an eye opener for a lot of for a lot of people at the club as well, just to see how capable a player he is. Um, Lenny Yoro, unused substitution, and you know what? I'm not at all bothered by that. You know, again, fitness being the question mark. If Lenny Yoro can get away with not playing any minutes and not necessarily like having to be needed or relied upon at all, will only mean good things for his fitness. You know, he's protecting the player. You know, I think didn't want to make any substitutions to the defence, and managed the game relatively well. I think in terms of team selection, didn't have much complaints about it, and the substitutions today, um, especially the change of the balance of the team to go more attack heavy, as I think the incentive changed. You know, you're not necessarily looking for a 1-0 like really squeeze the result out. Um, it turned to being 1-0 down and then needing to switch the balance and go more attack heavy. And we did just that. So yeah, I think the handling of the team, Ruben Amorim, got it right today. It's a shame that there's players on the pitch that are just some of the worst at executing whatever it is they get told to do. So yeah, hopefully that's a habit that we can see change over time, though. So I'm going to look at some of the other score lines around Europe. Are Man United still in 6th? Yes, we are. For the meanwhile, if I'll tell you what, if Rangers or Tottenham win, then either one of those two teams would jump above us. So as far as I'm concerned, them drawing keeps us in 6th place. Lyon drawing keeps us in 6th place as well. So yeah, either Lyon drawing or losing. Anderlecht winning puts them above us. But yeah, I'm relatively happy with where we are in the table. I mean, it's their first loss of the campaign in Europe for Plzen. Bearing in mind they played Dynamo Kiev, they've played Real Sociedad, they beat Real Sociedad, drew with PAOK and drew with Ludogorets. Which how many draws did they have? They had 3, so they had another draw with somebody before that. But that's 3 wins on the board for Manchester United. So 3 wins, 3 draws. That's okay. That's okay. I mean, sure, we could have maximum points and be sat top of the table on 18, but as new competition format needing to rotate a lot of the team, I think we've done okay so far in this Europa League campaign. I would like to see us progress that and continue to get better. Hopefully, we can push up to 16 or 15 points, not 16. Jesus Christ, do the math, mate. 15 points. Progress up to 15 points next time when we play Rangers on the 23rd of January. 23rd of January. Can you believe that? That's miles away. That is absolutely miles away. So evidently the knockouts are a little more condensed, so we do get a bit of a break with European competition until the new year. So we finished European competition 2024 with a win. So yeah, that's all right. That's all right. That's all good. So yeah. Anyways, guys, do I think that this means we'll beat City? I don't know, to be honest, because as much as we played terribly, shambolically tonight, Man City are doing some woeful things themselves. So listen, they are a team currently that are there to be beaten. So yeah, that's where we are with as regards to the Manchester derby on the weekend. I'm sure we'll do a look ahead for that tomorrow night. If not, then Saturday. It just depends on what's going to be happening tomorrow, because things might be prone to coming up tomorrow. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But anyways, guys, let me know what your thoughts and feelings about the game were in the match. Well, your thoughts of the match down in the comment section down below. As well as that, don't forget to smash the likes and subscribe. Budgie doors. Oh dear. That's the current combination we've got on the West Ham Reviews show at the moment. Weren't great, were you? Up the hammers. Come on, you idiots. Come on, you idiots. But anyways, biggest to everybody. Thanks for watching, and yeah, hopefully onwards and upwards, and let's go take the scalps of Manchester City. Let's deepen their crisis. Let's really hammer it home. Oh, Jesus Christ.